Are we ready?
We are. I was born ready.
Sweet, let's do it.
Do it.
Welcome to the Bite Me podcast. How's it going?
That's good.
Good.
Episode 38.
Yes, it's almost as old as me.
Big 3-8.
Holy crap.
Almost as old as me.
I don't know how I feel about that. Next episode will actually be as old as I am right now.
For only like a month.
Another month.
Episode 38, Bite Me podcast. My name is Adam West.
Cliff Johnson.
Podcast.
That's Dylan.
Dylan.
What did you say?
Podcast.
Podcast. He's weird.
What are we
He's-
doing? With
Pancakes?
We're
Oh, podcast.
Oh, can we
Wow,
have pancakes
podcast
next
pancakes?
week for the pancake? God,
Can
I
we
can't
do
even
our
talk now.
Bite Me
first-
pancakes.
Our first Bite Me podcast event. We can invite a bunch of people and do podcasts and pancakes.
Who
and
would
we can,
come?
We can bite me pancakes.
Bite me pancakes.
Bite me pancakes. Arr.
Anyway, it's a terrible
Oh,
idea.
man. Well, I'm back
be a
from
long day.
vacation.
Yeah, did you have a good time?
It was good.
Welcome back.
In the woods?
Thanks. In the woods.
In the woods.
In the woods.
Dylan was in the woods too.
Kind of.
I was
It was
dealing-
less woods, more desert.
Ugh, desert camping sucks.
Yeah, we were
Eastern
like by a river.
Washington. There was river though, so it was like desert river.
That's the only place my in-laws ever went camping. It was horrible.
The desert?
Yeah.
Luckily, there was
Why
a
would you do that?
Well, 'cause it
little
was
bit of
Utah.
a breeze, blew
Like-
away all that smoke.
Nice. Yeah, it's real smoky
Man, the
here.
smoke is terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I could tell we were over the Northwest again because the flight started getting bumpy. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I had the window shut because
Yeah.
I was on the west side of the plane.
Yeah.
And I opened the window and I'm like, and we're back up north.
Yeah, all of British Columbia is on fire right now, and it
Good.
all blew
I'm kidding, I'm
south.
kidding. I'm kidding.
British Columbia is such a wonderful place.
know, I love BC.
I love to. I would move there in a heartbeat.
Right? Except for all the fire.
Except for all the
Get it
fire.
under-
yeah,
get it under
it's all
control.
on fire, and they got a south wind, and like Seattle is literally. I haven't seen the sun in 7 days. I mean, you see like that,
And it was like 110 degrees.
and it was like 110 degrees. Like it was just this big sphere that you kind of like, but you could look at it. It was crazy. It's horrible. I don't like it.
Can't they just like drop maple syrup on the fires?
That's
They
brilliant.
probably do have excess of that,
That is
but it's real
brilliant.
tasty.
I know.
I'd
You
rather
don't
they
wanna
drop
waste
that in
your-
my
Put out the
mouth.
fire and like satiate everybody's sweet tooth.
Ooh,
Done.
It's brilliant.
Like off the ground.
We are going to talk about what we're playing, obviously. Some news stuff. The Psychic Networks is Sue happy again. We'll talk about that. Xbox finally getting Spotify. I didn't know this was that big of a deal.
Oh, it's a huge deal.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So
Why?
weird. I
We'll
have
find
no
out.
idea. We'll find out. A lot of great games coming out this month. We'll talk about that. Shadow of Mordor is getting microtransactions.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Wait, isn't Shadow of Mordor the old one?
I don't know. Shadow of War, whatever.
Shadow
the
of
new one is.
War.
I probably
Okay.
just wrote the wrong
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
down. My bad. It's actually in that URL. Yeah. Sorry. Shadow of War.
PUBG, they're getting a first-person mode, and they have cracked quite a large number of concurrent users. We'll talk about that. Dota 2 First Impressions. What is that? First Impressions?
I don't even think I put that in there.
I put that in there.
Oh, Dylan put that in there.
Oh,
The big
I'm like-
tournament's going on. I thought we could talk about it since we've been watching.
That's a good idea.
I was like,
So-
First Impressions on a how old is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
game?
Yeah.
But
It's
for
our
those
first
that
impressions.
are unfamiliar with
Yeah.
this large event that is happening just
I've
down
watched
the
like
street
I've
from where
watched
we
like
are
10
right now.
hours of Dota in the last 2 days. So
I've watched 150 hours of Dota in the first few years of my relationship. I know how it works. I'm good.
I don't.
Enlighten us.
Questions. We got a question from Vinny, of course. Colby, Kevin, and Ryan. He's got quite a involved
a big one.
question. Yeah, and then of course we'll cover some cheap free games. One in particular that I think you were really excited about.
very excited about.
But first, we're going to talk about what we're playing. Who wants to go?
What we're playing.
Go ahead, Dylan.
I played Overcooked. You thought I was going to say Overwatch, didn't you?
I did not.
No, 'cause it's on the
written
show
down in
notes.
front of me, yeah.
Why did you read ahead?
Because that's what I do.
Anyway, this game's real fun.
On the Switch, right?
Yeah, I did get it on the Switch because I think it's perfect because I took it camping and I put it in tabletop mode on our camping table and we played while camping.
Did you bring some hipsters?
Okay, Dylan was there. I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
I'm not a hipster.
You are not a hipster. You're just very trendy.
I did it before it was cool.
There you
Exactly. Like me and my piercings.
go. Uh-huh. Can you play that 3-player? Like if I
Yeah.
brought my controller into work, could we play? Oh, that must happen.
We need to play this because
Are you familiar with the game?
Nope.
Oh,
it's
No
super
idea.
fun. You're a chef in a kitchen. I think this best works with the more people. Like if you had 4 people, it's going to be the most fun.
Yeah.
And you do simple things like grab a tomato, walk over to the cutting board, chop the tomato, go put it in the pot that's on the stove. Do it again until there's 3 tomatoes in the pot. Then that makes tomato soup. You can then put the tomato soup on the plate, and then you can serve it. And then you get some amount of money for a tip. that is based, I assume, on how quickly you turn over the order. And then at some point, the plate comes back dirty. You have to wash it, so you have new plates to put the food on. And you keep doing this as the orders come in. So it might be onion soup, tomato soup, a salad. So a salad you obviously don't have to cook, so you just have to put the fresh veggies on the plate that are all
They
together.
might have to be chopped.
Or you might have to make a burger. So you get the fresh buns, you put it on the plate, then you take the meat and you make it into steak or into burger. Then you put it on the grill, you cook it, you put it on the bun, then you put fresh vegetables on there, just as you would make real food.
I'm like
right?
You've cooked before.
I'm having service industry flashbacks right now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll play it.
At what point in time do we spit in the food? That's the one I'm interested
the
in.
twist is you might have to your two sides of your kitchen might be on the other side of a crosswalk where pedestrians are walking through,
or on two train
cars that are moving. So there's always these obstacles in front of you, whether that's the people or the people you're playing with in the kitchen, and you're trying to like coordinate to each other how to most efficiently fulfill these orders. And it is a lot of fun.
I would kick ass at this game.
It's super fun.
I would murder this game. This game would be like, well, the best one's here. We got to stop.
It's a lot of fun, and I think I have never been in the service industry, but I'm sure this kind of playing it might make
PTSD.
make some fun of that, and might like kind of does illustrate what that's like a little bit, because it's very busy what you're doing. Obviously, it's very simplified of what that actually is.
Like,
but
at the end of the meal, do the guests ask to split the check?
no, you just get credits.
Oh man. See, they're missing out on the most amazing part of the job.
So you actually did. You are a server, not a cooker.
Oh, server. I was server, bartender. I did all
the
of
things.
I did all of it. Yeah.
I only cooked food.
And I cooked. I cooked too. Yeah.
I only did it for 2 weeks. That was long enough.
I did it for 8 years.
Yeah, I dropped like a gallon of 300-degree oil on myself. That ends your food service career real fast.
You're not going to do
Real
that
fast.
twice.
Yeah,
or take the chance to do it.
It
twice.
hurt a lot.
Nice. Yeah, well, I've seen it pop up because it popped up on the Switch. Last week or the week before?
I actually bought this for Steam so we could play it together, and we've just never been able to get together. So I have it on Steam too.
Cool. But I got it on Switch, then it's easy because it's literally
super
right
easy.
here, and we could play it.
I'll just bring an extra Joy-Con. It'll be perfect. I actually wouldn't even bring a Joy-Con. I'll bring my Pro controller.
Yeah, I can bring my Pro controller.
And Adam can bring his Pro controller.
I can do that.
Perfect.
We'll be pros. Like, you don't need it because you literally need the D-pad and 2 buttons. Like, it's perfect for just
for
the
that's perfect. That's awesome. How much is it?
$20.
Oh dang! I should buy it.
Yeah, it should.
It's a
that's
deal.
Worth it.
It was perfect. I was like, I'm going camping. This is a perfect excuse to try out the tabletop mode before we do some hipster party in the future.
I love it. Love it.
Anyway, I also played Overwatch. So, I've actually convinced some people to play Overwatch with me too, and that's been great.
He's played with my brother.
Kevin.
Has Vinny played yet? Vinny doesn't own it.
He has it on PC.
Yeah.
And we also played with another one of my buddies, Jeff. So
nice.
We had a squad of 4 at one point, and that was pretty fun. It's fun because I take that opportunity to play all the characters that I never play when I'm playing competitively. So I'm learning the other characters, and that helps overall. I'm figuring out the different roles they play, so that's a lot of fun. And the summer game starts today.
I'm so excited. That's something Overwatch almost has no draw for me. Like, it's just not my game. But I really want to play Lucio Ball.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to try that mode. I didn't play it the first time around.
Yeah, me too.
And they've adjusted it since the last time to make it apparently just more friendly and better. And they're actually going to have like a ranked Lucio Ball, I think.
Very cool.
Figure out who the best Lucio Ball player is in the world.
That's fun.
Nice.
Kind of thing. But it looks super fun, and there's some good skins, and they've did a little sizzle reel so you can see all the cool skins there are, and there's some cool ones.
Yeah.
I really want the American McCree skin this time around because that's a good one. Other than that, I finally got to play PUBG for the first time.
Yes, I saw that.
But think about that. How did he do it?
Did you get it on PC?
Yes.
Did he get a PC?
I made a PC.
Yes.
I made a PC happen in my house. I got so I'll give a little anecdote. Like, I got so frustrated trying to pick parts to put together a PC that I found a good deal on a pre-built PC that was cheaper than I could have ever thought to build that computer with those parts.
Probably.
So I bought it.
Nice.
And then I played PUBG.
Yay, what'd you think? First impression.
Real bad with the keyboard, but
Oh,
I
me
got
too.
I got a kill, at least one kill in my first game, and have got kills in all the games I've played. And I was playing duos with my buddy mostly, and we would get in like the top 10 teams, top 12 teams. But I would have the double barrel shotgun or something and have 2 shots. I don't know if it's double barrel, if it's just a 2-shot shotgun, but
you can get enhancements for it.
Yeah. But anyway, like I would shoot the 2 shots and then I would miss my Arky. Like that's how bad I am. But I gotta get the hotkeys on my mouse because I'm gonna change one of those buttons into reload, and I think that'll solve that problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just my unfamiliarity with the keyboard is my biggest obstacle right now. But I love the game. It's such a great idea. And who cares when you lose? It's like, of course, if you're number 2,
it's the loading screen that kills me. It just takes a while.
Yeah, if you're number 2, that's gonna suck. But because you're a turd. But other than that,
my buddy Hans, friend of the show, got number 2 last night.
Oh, nice,
nice. So definitely want to play that some more.
Yeah, I think now that we're all back in town for like another 2 weeks before Adam leaves again, we should try it. And I'm gone Sunday this weekend, so we should try and hook that up. That'd be fun.
Have you got it too?
Oh yeah, I own it.
Oh, that's
I'm not good, but
that's fine.
We can have a group that's really bad. That'll be fun.
And evidently, you can get banned if you shoot your teammates.
Yes,
on purpose.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that dude got pissed.
There's friendly fire.
That dude though, like I don't remember that guy's name, but he's the PUBG player that wears like a wig and has a bad mustache. Oh god, he drives me nuts.
Like he's basically the shock jock of like Twitch.
Yeah, there's not enough money to make me watch his stream. He's so obnoxious. I've been watching a ton of Twitch streams lately, and it's shocking to me how obnoxious I find 50-60% of people. Like I've been watching a bunch of super chill streams that are just like normal people playing games that aren't trying to be obnoxious, and like it's super fun. It's like a great way to see some fun games at work while I'm doing other stuff. But man, as soon as they start getting into the like either that super screamy thing,
you mean
or
me
like,
when I play multiplayer?
No, because you're fun. Like they're just obnoxious. I think the thing is yours feels very natural. Like you feel like it's just an extension of your personality. So many of those people just feel like
I'm screaming to scream.
Yeah, like
look at these words I know.
I've seen all these other people scream, and they have a lot of viewers. So maybe it's screaming that gets people to watch your show. I don't know.
And that's exactly what it is too. I think is there's that. I don't know.
Scream Stream TM. That is my new channel.
That's awesome.
Watch for it. It'll make us lots of money. I could scream the entire stream.
We'll co-host that on Mixer. It'll be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, teach their own, but I get like when I am watching someone stream, I want that to be more educational for me because I'm trying to learn. I want to learn the game, and from somebody that knows what they're doing is going to help me learn it much faster than me just jumping around. I mean, I don't even know.
Very true.
Like,
I agree.
If I don't know what this game is, like that's going to be the most useful tool, and someone screaming and I mean promoting a kind of behavior on online gaming and like that's not really helpful for the community.
Yeah.
I want to play.
I agree.
It's not my
anyway,
thing, but I mean, I think we must be wrong because millions of people want to watch. I mean, PewDiePie is the most obnoxious person on the planet. He has 50 million YouTube subscribers, so hey, whatever.
Lots of money.
I was subject to watching some of those videos the other day, and I just went and did something else.
You're like,
this is real bad.
Gotta go.
So,
yep.
I'm not knocking you, but that's your own thing.
Yeah, that's what
if
you
someone
enjoy.
watches it, that's great.
My kid does. It drives me crazy, but whatever.
I will not.
It's all good.
All right, Cliff, what are you playing? I think I know what you're playing.
I'm playing some great games. Like games this week were good for me. I finished up Rime this morning, so I streamed. I've been trying to live stream every morning between like. I'm trying for 6:15
between the butt crack and dawn.
Yeah, I've been trying for
coffee.
6:15 to 7:15, and that has not worked. So I've been doing like 6:30 to 7:30. But I've played Rime. I played the first 4 hours of Rime about a month ago, and I've played the last 2 yesterday and today. And my God, that game is so good. It's about 6 hours long, and I've talked about it a little bit before, but it's just this beautiful kind of environmental puzzle that starts out really kind of ambiguous. You're a kid that washes up on this island and you're just trying to find your way through these different challenges. And then like the last hour, and like I wish I could say more, but I really can't because there's no way to talk about it without spoilers. But you get about 5 hours in, you're like, this is really fun, but is this going anywhere? And then like the last hour, it goes somewhere.
Gotcha.
And the ending is absolutely incredible.
Cool.
It is such a good game, and it is beautiful, and the puzzles are phenomenal, and I just love everything about it. It's, I think, $30, I want to say, and it's worth every penny.
$29.99.
Yeah, it's like 6 hours, and it's great, and I frankly don't understand why it didn't get better reviews than it did. It's like an 85 on Metacritic, but like some of the big places rated it pretty low. Like IGN gave it like a 6.5, and I just don't get that at all. It's
weird.
such a good great game. And it just got a Switch release date, which I think is in November.
It's still not out on the Switch
No,
yet?
yeah, I think it was supposed to be in July, and I think it got pushed back.
Come on.
I
till
think I said
November.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous,
It would
guys.
be
Come on.
great on the Switch. So, like, Rime is awesome. Go buy it. That's what I want to say.
Can I ask one more question? Right
Yes.
quick? I noticed it's spelt funny. It has a lowercase I. Is that
I think it is because there are a lot of things in the game that look kind of like an eye. There's like these giant walker things that like are on two legs with a big like round eye over the like it's almost like a big eye like on these two legs. They're really weird. And there are a lot of the doors are round with an eye. So I assume that it's evocative of like the architecture of the game.
Gotcha.
But I mean it doesn't really like say that specifically. But God, it is great. I can't say enough good things about it. It's spectacular. But I also played the first 45 minutes of Tacoma last night,
And
which
how is
also
that?
spectacular. It's so good.
You have been like this has been your
It's my
thing.
week.
You've been
man.
waiting for this.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Tacoma for
8 months, 6 months.
probably longer than that, probably a year.
Okay.
And it's so good. It's set it's set on. It has nothing to do with the city, although the city does get kind of nods every once in a while. It's set like 70 years in the future, and you are a consultant that has been sent to the space station Tacoma to try and figure out what went wrong. All the people on board have disappeared. They don't know why, and they're trying to figure that out. And so you go on the space station, and the first thing you do is you kind of put on these like AR like things they like attach to your neck, and they give you everyone on board was wearing them too, and so they give you this kind of augmented reality look into the space station. It enables you to also everything that was happening in the space station is recorded at all times. So part of the reason they wear them is because they record every conversation, video of everything, and that enables you to go on and recover those conversations and actually see where everyone was and what they're doing during different events. And so that's how it works. You go into like the break room of the space station, and you can see things that happen, and then you can fast forward through those events or rewind through those events too. So if someone leaves, you can actually follow them out and then come back and rewind to see what everyone else is doing. And that's kind of what the whole thing's based around,
Right.
is watching people and then manipulating. You're not manipulating time, but you're manipulating time that happened in the past.
Right.
But even up until the point where you're like, one of the very first things they do is you're following this lady and she goes through a door with a code, and you're like, well, how do I don't know what that code is. And then you realize, oh, no, she typed that code into the door. I just have to rewind and see what she did.
Right.
But it's amazing. It's gorgeous. It's got this great like interpersonal story between I think 6 different characters. And like I said, I'm only 45 minutes into it, and I've got I think almost 2, maybe 2.5 hours left of it. So we'll see where it goes. But so far, it's just incredible. I'm very, very happy with it so far.
Cool. Yeah. If you want to look back at our older podcast, I got to talk with one of the creative director or the artistic director.
She's I don't know.
Or level design. Yeah. Anna Schumann.
Nina.
Oh, I got Anna and her. I always mix those two up.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's back on the BetaCon interview. It's our supplemental episode.
Yeah.
Go check that out if you want to hear some more from the actual level designer about
Nina
that game.
Freeman.
Nina Freeman.
She's wonderful on Twitter too.
Yeah, she's awesome. She was so cool.
She's real sweet. One thing I will say too is I did hit a bug in. It's a showstopper bug. It literally starts up and like you get through the game loading up. It says press A to start, and it doesn't work. And if you have that same bug, the best way to fix it is actually to take your Xbox offline. It's a bug related to other devices connected to your Xbox. So like if you have the Xbox app on your phone and it's connected to your Xbox, that causes problems. They're working on a fix, but that's the way to get around it is just take your Xbox offline.
Gotcha.
So,
Cool.
yeah, super good.
Nice.
What did you do?
I actually did play some game. So we were packing up the night before, and I was like, I'll bring my 3DS with me, even though I have Ocarina of Time. Let's just buy a different game. So for whatever reason, I was looking at Fire Emblem games. I had no idea that Fire Emblem games were a tactic kind of game. I thought they were more of an RPG, but I always got them. The 90s, I mixed them all up. I didn't know what was what. So anyway, I watched a video for some gameplay on a Fire Emblem game. Realized it was a tactics game, and I really liked Vandal Hearts on the PS1, and it reminded me a lot of that. So I bought Fire Emblem Echoes, which is basically a remake of one of the Super Famicom games from the 90s. And I really like it. Like Fire Emblem, they've kind of the last few years, it seems like there's a new one every other month. But this was a straight up kind of remake with some embellished, like a remaster almost.
Sure.
And I like it. If you like tactics games, definitely check it out. It just came out like I want to say 2 months ago.
Did you try the Fire Emblem game that came out on phones?
No.
Fire Emblem Heroes, I believe.
I have not.
Yeah, I tried that out. I didn't like it, but
oh really?
Teach
Yeah.
their
So like a lot of the things that I remember from some of the tactic games that I played in the past, where it's like if you've got an enemy and you've got 3 of your people around them, on that grid. That comes into play where it's like instead of just 1 attack, it's 3 power. Or if you're hiding behind something and they've got it. This doesn't have any of that. It doesn't matter which angle you attack them from or who's around them. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
So it's super, super straight up.
But you liked it?
I do like it.
So it matters.
I probably got 4 hours into it.
Nice.
Between the playing and just killing time.
Yeah.
So I really, really like that.
That's really cool.
And I'm going to play tonight Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Nice. It came out today?
Yeah, it came out today. I remembered that, and I logged into my PlayStation account and said, download now, please.
I'm very excited to hear what you think about that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I watched the video, and I didn't really think it was for me, but I think
reviews,
I think it's going to be definitely for someone.
Yeah,
So.
it's
Nice.
my game.
Good.
So, yeah. Hey, if you're listening to us on iTunes or Google Play, subscribe to us, review us. Do that, please.
Makes me happy.
It makes all of us happy.
And frankly, if you're not listening to us on those, you can still review us. That'd
yeah,
be fine.
it's fine. Just log in. Who cares? Extra Life is coming up in October, November?
Yeah, November 4th.
November 4th.
Or 7th.
And we've got all the
Whatever.
info on that on our website.
Yes.
So go to bitemepodcast.com if you would like to sign up for our Extra Life
join our team. We'd love it.
Are we going to do any kind of weird, like, vote for us to play this? Or
Oh,
vote
we're
going
going to
to
do
play
something.
That kind of
I
stuff?
don't know what.
Something.
It's
Okay.
too far out to know.
Well, we need to plan.
We can vote for what we should vote on.
Yes,
Sweet.
we need a plan. I
Blammo.
don't have a plan yet, but we will have a plan.
All right. So let's see. We're going to be at PAX,
We are going to be at PAX.
which is awesome. You're going to be at PAX. I'm not going to be in town.
Dylan and I are going to be
I'll
at
be
PAX, so I will be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday for
Yeah.
me.
So if
cool.
you want to...
Ah, it sucks.
Sorry, man. Next
I
year.
know.
Meh.
But yeah, so next year.
Yeah,
I didn't
so-
realize it was Labor Day weekend. Why does so much crap that I want to do in my life happen on Labor Day
Right.
weekend?
Probably because it's Labor Day weekend.
Stupid.
If I had to guess.
Let's see. So people have been asking for T-shirts and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
just T-shirts in particular.
You know how you'll be able to find us at PAX? We'll be wearing T-shirts.
That's right. Because we now have a store.
Yeah, and I'll post it on our website, I guess, and
Yeah.
maybe our social medias. But if you want a T-shirt, they're real cool,
everywhere.
and they're like we didn't mark them up at all, so like they're pretty inexpensive as well.
Yeah.
We didn't add like $3 to each
Yeah,
one.
I got to make
Come
a
on.
shop or something. It was significantly more complex. So if you get in now, it's like you're getting you're getting a discount.
It's a promo. We're doing a promo.
Yeah, totally.
yeah, but they're cheap, like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all you can get hoodies and shirts.
You can
get
get
whatever
pink
you-
footy pajamas.
Even
I can get a onesie.
Yeah.
a onesie and sometimes something a little more provocative.
Yes, you
A
can.
toozie.
No, a thong.
Oh, I saw that. You can buy a thong.
Yeah.
And it says "bite me" on it. It's
For,
great.
for the love of God, please don't buy the thong. I left it in there because it was funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
And
Someone
real
might.
quick-
Someone might want it.
No,
You're
I don't know.
ridiculous. Quick shout out to Josh from the Discord channel. Why?
he's getting married
Well,
on Friday.
does he want to get married?
Dun,
I
dun,
assume so.
dun.
I'm just checking.
He's
Dun,
married a
dun,
girl
dun.
who wanted him to build her a gaming PC. So
Oh my God!
Right.
Marry her now.
right, yeah, he chose right. So
Why are you waiting till Friday?
I've seen a picture of the room. I'm pretty sure they have two. I got the impression they were like two desks next to each other.
They like
and they're all
our
like
desks
neoned
or,
out
like-
and
Cute.
No, like next to each other.
Oh,
like
next to each
side by
other.
side.
No,
Yeah.
they're not so they can look at each other.
No.
Well, no, because then you would get distracted by all the beauty across from you, not
Yes,
pay attention to the
exactly.
game. I can't talk today.
That's why he has to have so many monitors, so I can't see him, or else I'd be distracted all day long. That's not true.
That's not
pretty-
true at all. So yeah, congrats to Josh.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to become part of our Discord channel, go to our website and just click up there in the little left-hand corner.
It looks like a little controller thing.
Yeah, little purple one, right?
Just hit us up on
Eyeballs.
Facebook or Twitter. We'll help you out
Yeah.
too.
It's fun. Eyeballs?
Doesn't it have like eyeballs on it.
I don't think so.
No, I think you're.
Maybe it does.
He's
Whatever.
been drinking today.
Yeah.
All right, and up
feel
next
like
we are going to get
guess
into
they're
a
just
little bit
joysticks.
of.
I don't know.
A little bit of.
News.
Thank you. Thank you. So they did this a while back for pretty much the same thing.
Did
But
they?
it was something different. I think it was a TV show or something. The Psychic Networks is suing Rockstar because of a likeness to Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo,
Yeah. Who has since passed away Rest in peace.
And so it's not really just a likeness either. Like Miss Cleo actually did the voice for this character in the Rockstar game too.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
How can you
see, I didn't
sue
know
that?
part.
Well, apparently, the Psychic Network actually, because I mean, I don't.
So Miss Cleo was an actress. The woman
yeah,
who portrayed
I
Miss
don't
Cleo
want to
was
actually
a legit
like
actress.
burst anyone's
Yeah.
bubble, but Miss Cleo, yeah, she wasn't actually a psychic.
Yeah, she was an actress. She
bummer.
was from New York.
Yeah.
And
Wait, not Jamaica?
no, like that was completely fake.
And so they
Obviously.
actually owned the likeness of
The
Miss Cleo.
character,
Yeah,
Miss
they
Cleo.
own the character, and so. But I mean, the crazy thing is this isn't in current Grand Theft Auto. This is Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yeah, okay, so
So
it's
that's a
wild.
game that
15
came
years
out
ago.
in
How many?
2000.
15.
That's got to be more, isn't it? Wasn't it 2001?
One or two. Yeah, one or two.
Yeah.
I think
So,
GTA 3
yeah.
was 2001.
15, 16 years ago.
Oh my goodness!
And so it was
And
like
they're just now
they're
getting
just getting
around
around.
to
They're
it?
like, oh my gosh, have you seen that like super polygon based version of Miss Cleo? I can't believe that you can actually still sue someone for that. I would
Yeah,
think that.
I don't agree with that. You have to sue things when they happen. You can't just wait around and
I
decide
mean,
when it's convenient
I
for
can
you.
even understand like 2005, 2006. Like maybe they're not super up with the times, but like I don't know. Isn't the statute of limitations for rape like 7 years? But you can sue someone for infringing your Miss Cleo copyright 15 years later.
insane.
It's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. And Rockstar has pretty much said like, come on, this is absolutely crazy.
Right.
So
And the thing is, this isn't the first time that Rockstar has had this kind of thing, like the Lindsay Lohan.
yeah, they also got
There was a
sued by
likeness
Lohan.
to the character on the GTA 5 car. That's obviously not Lindsay Lohan. It's totally Kate Upton. But like, I don't. The wrong person was suing, I guess.
I think that I think that like so what's that rule of like when you say terrible things about a person, like you can say terrible things about a person as long as they're extra terrible, because then in order to admit
Yeah.
that person has to admit that they're a terrible person.
Right, basically.
And so like for Lindsay Lohan to like, that is clearly me, the actress that, was like having someone try and, covertly film a sex tape of them in the backyard in order to get famous. Like, she's like, no, that was clearly modeled after me.
yeah.
Right.
Anyway, it's dumb. It's
that is
really,
real dumb.
really, really dumb.
So evidently this is not dumb. I didn't know this was a big deal. Spotify being on PC and PS4 was great, but now it's coming to Xbox.
Yeah, and so this is it's a
Why is it such a big deal?
Well, I think
I
it's-
hate Spotify personally. Sorry. I listen to Google. I use Google Play Music. I'm a Google fanboy from like the get-go.
Oh, and so I've been a Spotify subscriber since the very first day it was available in the United States. And I actually stopped for a year to use Google, and Google just wasn't as good.
I pay $7 a month for mine.
Yeah, I pay $5 a month for mine.
He's in college.
Because I'm in college. Right?
That's stupid.
Right? I get the educational
God.
discount. But yeah, no, I don't know if it's a big deal versus anything else, but up until now, the only music you've been able to really get on your Xbox is Pandora or Groove or Groovy or whatever
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah,
stupid
that was the
Microsoft one.
Microsoft.
Literally, this was a PS4 exclusive. Like, I'm like, come on, really?
Why you
and it
should've
has
gotten a
been
PS4
for
from the
like
get-go.
2 years. But the cool thing about this is Xbox introduced. So if you had an OG Xbox, one of the coolest things about the original Xbox is you could load your own
Soundtrack.
MP3s onto your Xbox, and when you were playing, for me, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you could listen to your own music while you were playing.
Right.
And so Xbox reintroduced that about 6 months ago, I'm going to say. But unless you subscribe to Groovy, there wasn't really any way to do it. And so in theory now, I can create my own soundtrack through Spotify and listen to it in the background. So, I mean, it's not like a huge deal, like, oh my God, Spotify's
Right.
the end-all be-all, but it is pretty cool if you have an Xbox and want to listen to things. But it's also just a great way if you've got a TV in your living room and you're having a party or whatever, throw Spotify up on your
totally,
TV.
totally.
And, if you don't have another way of playing that. So, and I mean, I'm a huge Spotify fanboy. I love the daily mixes and I love the weekly playlists that they create for you. It's real smart.
Yeah, it's
so.
cool. I still like Apple Music better, so we're all on different pages.
You like Apple Music better?
Yeah, but it
I
just
tried
doesn't.
that.
It doesn't
Cool.
play on my Echo, so
Oh, really?
that's
Well,
that
neither
was
does Google
literally
Play.
the only reason. So
Google Play Music doesn't play on there either.
Yeah.
That's why I also subscribe to Amazon Music.
yeah.
Oh, see, yeah, no, I've got one. That's all I need. Because you can always Bluetooth your phone to your
Yeah, that's
Echo,
lame.
so it's whatever.
Yeah, but that's a
I also have,
And I've got the thing is, I've got Alexa on my phone.
yeah, me too.
yeah.
I have 2 Echoes too, so it gets a little confusing.
You think?
Anyway.
I'll never
Spotify's
use this
cool.
feature though.
Oh,
gonna
I
use it?
totally will. I actually want to buy Forza Horizon 3 now, just so I can play it and listen to music while I do it. It'll be great. I'm excited.
A lot of games coming out this month.
Yeah, I just want to talk about it's been kind of I don't want to say it's been a drought because if you are people like us and you own multiple consoles, there have been a billion games you could play this summer. But just high level, there are a lot of games coming out this month that are really cool. I just kind of even just want to run through this list real fast if you guys are cool with that.
No.
Dang. All right.
Okay.
So August 22nd, we're getting the new Uncharted. I'm not going to say it's not DLC. It's actually a standalone kind of thing. Yeah.
Extra episode.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah. So Uncharted Lost Legacy on August 22nd. If you like Madden, there are probably people that like Madden.
Well, I mean,
it
there's
sells
18
lot
of
of
these
people
games
play
now,
it.
so
yeah, sells a lot of things. So August 25th for Madden.
cool.
One that I think everyone in this room is extremely excited about is the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yes.
August 29th.
Cross-dressing
So
rabbits is my
It's
favorite
going
thing.
to be amazing. I'm super excited about that. So those are some of the big ones. But The Long Dark came out this month, which is
I
really
really,
cool.
really want to play that.
I've actually been watching a Twitch streamer play it. I'd shout her out, but I don't remember her name. For
awesome one.
3 or 4 days, and it's so cool.
I really wanna play
Really
it.
cool.
I watched the trailer to it, and there was in the trailer, some dude gets attacked by a wolf and starts barking
Yeah,
or whatever. My dog Dart went insane.
It's
She was-
amazing. It's
didn't
just
know
a
what it
survival
was.
game. You crash your airplane, and there's been this cataclysmic event that prevents electronics essentially from working, and you literally just have to live. It's just surviving the
survival,
cold.
yeah.
Yeah. Her name is Wez. And she's on
Wez.
Twitch. She's
love
a
her.
local Seattle streamer.
Oh, cool.
But she's been playing. It's super fun looking. Let's see. Tacoma obviously just came out. Super excited about that. Hellblade came out today. You are super excited about that.
Lawbreakers, I wanna
Lawbreakers
play.
also came
I wanna
out today.
check that out.
That's a really cool one. And the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 comes out today. So that's
7 through 10.
I think so. Yeah. So kind of
None of the games I've ever played. I've only played the 1 through 6.
Yeah, I hear it's good.
I played 9 and 10 because those are the ones that came out on the PS3.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, so those are really cool. On August 11th, Night Trap 25th anniversary comes out. And
Congratulations on your purchase.
I am so excited about that. That's physical. I'm going to wait until it comes out digital, but we're going to do some stream of that. It's going to be great. One that Dylan and I are excited about. I don't know about you. Agent of Mayhem.
I don't know this one.
That's the new one from
It's like the
Deep
Saints
Silver,
yeah,
I guess.
It's
It's
essentially Saints Row mixed with
yeah.
Crackdown.
Yeah, that
so
looked
it's set in that same Saints Row universe, but maybe makes a little more sense.
It makes total sense because they just found a way to make everything happening in that game just actually realistic.
So that's super exciting. Have you guys ever played Nidhogg?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, exactly.
Gesundheit.
It's the most amazing indie game ever. It's like this really cool, physics-based, sword fighting thing that looks like absolute garbage, but it's really, really fun. It's an indie, and that actually might be local too. Maybe not, but Nidhogg 2 is coming out, and it's also crazy and awesome. So I'm excited about that.
Cool.
Let's see what else is coming out.
Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania, which could be good or could be awful.
I think a lot of people actually have high hopes for that.
Yeah,
because
it's supposed to be really. It's made by a bunch of people that made Sonic tribute kind of stuff. I think.
Yeah.
And
Is it in the vein of the older Sonic? The
Yeah,
2D
I
Sonic
believe so.
games. Not
Yeah.
I was not on board with the 3D kind of.
yeah, people say it's good. I've heard it's okay. Mages of Mystralia is coming out for the PS4 August 22nd. I adored that game.
Yeah, you played a preview, right?
Yeah, I played the preview. I own it on the Xbox or Steam. I kickstarted it.
That's right.
Really fun. I'm going to start playing that on our stream a bit more because I've not played a ton of it yet.
Resident Evil Revelations.
I know nothing about this.
That looks like it's going to be a remaster.
That would make sense.
It originally came out on the 3DS.
Oh.
Interesting.
Could be good.
enough. And the PS3, PC, 360, Wii U. Wow. All right. How did I miss that
Good
one?
on them.
Cool.
Ark Survival
Cool.
Evolved, which I don't know if you're into survival games. That game's been in early access for
I think ever.
2006. I don't know. Maybe 3 or 4 years. People seem to like surviving with dinosaurs, so that's a big one. August 29th. This one's for Adam. Everybody's Golf. Which is, what's the golf game you like?
Just Golf.
I like
Hot
Hot
Shots
Shots Golf.
Everybody's Golf is Hot Shots Golf.
No.
Yes. So Hot
Shut
Shots Golf.
up.
Hot Shots Golf in the United States was called Hot Shots Golf. Everywhere else in the world, it was called Everybody Golf. So this is the newest version of that game.
I'm so excited.
I knew you would be.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
What?
Let's see. What else we got? Life is Strange Before the Storm. If you like
that's like the
kind
second
of story stuff. Yeah, I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
Or I have not played the first one yet, so I need to finish the first one so I can try that one.
Cool. Let's
Anyway,
do that.
August is good. Like,
Yeah.
we're starting to hit that kind of, like, from here through the end of the year is just going to be games. It's going to be
I'm
awesome.
just going to stick to Overwatch.
Just going to play Overwatch.
That's weird.
Loser.
Save some money.
Shadow of Mordor.
Ugh.
Middle Earth Shadow, not Shadow of Mordor.
Sorry,
Middle
Shadow
Earth
of War.
Shadow of
Shadow
War.
of War.
It's gonna turn into
Mordor.
like a kind of pay to play thing.
Yeah, but it's really not. Like, this is a $60 game.
It lets you pay, right? But it's like if there's more,
Yeah, so
it's
like,
not free to play. It's
No.
like pay to win.
But they're going to put free-to-play mechanics in it, essentially.
Yeah, so why would you pay? That's the thing. Like, if you're going to buy a game at full price, why would you add in, like, pay upgrade things?
Yeah,
Like,
and so-
you've made your money. Can you just let it go? Because this is not a games as a service kind of deal.
No,
It's
no,
just
this
a
is
game.
a single player. And so, I mean, like, the good news of this, I guess, is that it's not going to affect multiplayer. This is the whole idea behind this is if you don't want to work as hard to level up, if you don't want to have to grind everything, you can buy your way in. And if what they made is a really, really good 20-hour game, and hey, man, if you only want to put 10 hours into it, you can buy your way into it, and you're both going to have the same experience, this is going to be fine. But if what they did is made a really super grindy game that you're not going to want to play,
You can pay for an XP boost.
and that you can pay to get past the super grindy parts that you're going to hate, like, that's a whole bunch of crap. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
if they handed me Bloodborne and said, you can pay for experience, I'm just going to throw it in the trash.
yeah, and so, I mean, I don't want to judge this game now because we don't know what it's going to be, but like this
seems
is a precedent that should go away right now. Shadows of War should do it, and no one else should ever do it, because if they do it and it's successful, every single player game you ever play going forward is going to have loot crates that you can buy, and very soon after that, the mechanics of single player games will change, and that
sucks a lot.
Yeah. And, like, I understand why they want to do it, too. Like, a podcast I was listening to this morning, they're like, couldn't they just get rid of all this crap and charge $70 for their game? Because, I mean, that's really what you're talking about, is a single-player game like this costs a ton of money to make. And they're worried that they will not sell enough of them to make back their investment. And so whether it was the developer or the publisher said, we need an extra source of income, whoever did that, they said, yeah, you're probably right. You know, we're not going to make our money back. And so they introduced this mechanic. And so would it make more sense to just say, like, hey, this game's going to cost $70, you know, because I would rather pay $70 for a game that I knew was going to be well-paced than $60 plus microtransactions for a game that is not well-paced.
Right.
But, I mean, the reality of this is I don't know if I was going to buy this right off, but there are a lot of people, like in our Discord, there are a ton of people that are super excited about Shadow of War.
I loved the first one. I want to see what they're going to do with the second one.
Yeah,
So,
Kevin loved it. Ryan, Vinny played through it, and they both loved this game. And like, I don't know what their thoughts on this now are, but I mean, it's definitely a game that went from like, oh yeah, hey, maybe I'll give this a go, to, hey, maybe I'll wait until this is $20 in case I need to spend another $20 on microtransactions. You know, it totally is a turnoff for me.
Yeah.
So.
And see, to me, that's a big red flag when you're like, we
Right?
need to try to make more money. It's like, you just made the wrong game.
Yeah.
Because if people
You
aren't
kinda
going to
wonder.
buy your game, then
Well,
you're making the wrong game.
I think that the reality is those. I mean, yes, but I think that as games, so many games you're seeing now are either multiplayer competitive games that have crates, which I'm fine with, or games as a service that have crates. You know, like, I mean, the reality is games cost, the price $60 for games has been the cost for games now for 15 years.
Roughly.
That's probably not keeping up with inflation. It's definitely not keeping up with the cost of making some of these games. So, that's why, excuse me, that's why DLC is a thing. That's why season passes are a thing. That's why microtransactions are a thing. They've got to figure out a way to make enough money for games that cost,
$1 billion.
$250,000 to make. And so, like, I don't know if that's strictly true that, like, they're making the wrong game. They're just, it's probably not economically feasible to make a game like Shadow of War that's big and gorgeous and in depth with beautiful graphics and only charge $60 for it. So, it's hard. Like, I understand, which is why I try not to be super negative about DLC and loot boxes. Like, it's not my thing. I'm never going to go into PUBG and buy a loot box,
good God,
which are
no.
coming.
Yeah. Like, as much as I hate season passes, though, this is more of a thing where I think DLC fits.
Yeah, I agree.
Give us more characters. Give us another location. Give us a different way to experience the game instead of giving me a different armor.
And I think that's the problem, though, is like, how do you do it in a single player game? Like, no one's gonna buy. Like, the reason you buy fun outfits and stuff is, you like seeing, but you also like showing off to the people you're playing with. And if you're only playing, I was going to say with yourself, but if you're only playing with yourself,
fair thing.
That's what we do every night.
Yeah. If you're only playing single player, would you buy a fancy outfit that was purely cosmetic? So
even if I'm playing PUBG multiplayer,
I'm not either.
I'm not paying $5 for a crate to make me look pretty. I don't want them to pick me out on the hillside in my pink halter top.
Yeah.
Right? No.
I want to buy a bush.
Exactly. If I can buy a tree, I'm in.
The Metal Gear Solid cardboard box.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This actually, and this wasn't in our show notes, but PUBG just did announce crates as well, paid crates, in early access, which is only kind of crappy because they earlier said that they weren't going to.
And then they did.
And I'm okay with that. Like, I mean, it's, like I said, I understand the economics behind loot, like, or behind crate drops. I get that.
But like you said, I hope that it's not successful to the point where every developer then changes gears in how they present a game.
Oh, I guarantee.
For one,
yeah.
I hope they don't do that, regardless of it. And ultimately, it's up to you. I'm never going to buy a loot crate, so I really don't care. I care more about the implications, down the line.
In a multiplayer game, as long as you can't pay to win, I could care less about loot crates. And that's the kind of the interesting thing about PUBGs, though, is they're actually tiered. So, like, you're going to get loot crates already that are just going to drop commons, right?
Yeah.
But there's going to be a level above that that are fancy. So, and I don't remember.
Yeah, because I've gotten level 2. I've gotten a level 2 loot crate that you can buy with coins that you win when you play some level.
But the things in those are like,
but they're not performance enhancing.
No. But they're
visual.
only going to be available to people that pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's something that no one else really does. They're kind of the first ones to say, we have the free tier and then we have the paid tier.
Right.
Most are either everything's paid or everything's.
That's fine.
Who cares?
Too.
Yeah. I don't care at all.
It's not affecting how the game plays.
But you'd
totally
be shocked at how many people are up in arms over PUBG having paid crates.
You don't have to buy it, people.
Yeah, just don't.
Just deal.
Again, it doesn't affect the gameplay, which is
Some
the point of
what
an effective loot crate does.
People get so hung up on how they look in a game, and like you said, I want to be the guy in all green that you can't see.
Right.
Like, I don't.
I want to be dressed like sand.
Right. Yeah.
I was reading through this. The article that we're referring to here is from Kotaku, but Monolith, the developer, said everything a player can buy with gold, and we're still talking about Shadow of War here, can also be earned in the game over time for free, but gold gives players the option to acquire these items faster.
Yep.
No gold purchases are necessary to enjoy the complete game experience. By simply engaging with the world and playing through Middle-earth Shadow of War, you earn items like gear for Italian and unique orcs for your army. These are the same items that are found in the market, blah, blah, blah. Gold merely allows you to get your hands on them immediately, cutting down some of the additional time that you would have spent winning more battles, tracking nemesis, completing quests, and assaulting. So playing the game. So you're literally paying for less game.
But really,
is how I read this.
But what worries me is that they added more grind. Like, if
artificial grind.
If this was, like I said, if this was a 20-hour game and I could just play 20 hours and really enjoy it, great. But if this is a 10-hour game that they stretched out to 20 hours, so I might be more willing to pay for that, that's what worries me.
Yeah.
So
we'll
see. I mean, there's no way to know.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for that. PUBG. We just started talking about PUBG.
Let's talk about PUBG some more.
They're getting a first-person mode. Well, they've got a first-person mode.
And
now.
I hear it's harsh.
I could not imagine playing that game in first person.
Much prefer it.
You do?
Yeah, because I think it's cheesy. Third-person games are cheesy because you can look over walls that you can't look over, and in a survival game that should not exist.
Interesting.
Because you're able to turn the camera. Like, that's just completely. That's such a silly mechanic for
that
a
is
game
a
to
very
have.
interesting. I had never thought about that.
I mean,
that's really
that's
interesting.
Like why I like the third person. But I like third person just because first person, it's too close in. Like, it freaks me out.
No, I love third person shooter games. Like, I love Saints Row. I love Gears of War and stuff, but it's always been silly to me in Gears of War why I can like sit down and cover and I can 360 zoom around the world and see what's around me. And I understand it's a video game, that's great. But in a survival game where there's 100 people and you're like tiptoeing through these buildings and have to check corners, like you should not be able to turn the camera that way. So I think first person is how this game should be played.
And that literally never occurred to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I have not been taking advantage of PUBG like I could be.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I don't
like
know.
you can just lay in the grass and then look around.
Yeah.
Like no one can see you.
Never even occurred to me.
It's super silly.
Yeah.
But
Maybe I do it
it's the
subconsciously
game,
too.
so
I
it's
don't know.
fine.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not special to one person or the other.
That's interesting.
Right.
Yeah. I'd very much like to try. I'm not much of a PUBG player because I'm just not very good, but I would like to try it. I mean, I guess the thing is when I started playing The Division or Destiny, like I greatly prefer the way Destiny plays, and it's a first person versus a third person game. So, and I definitely I think I'm a better shot in first person than I'm in third person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I think it's
So, and this is just they're separate servers, right?
Yeah,
you have first person
you either
servers
go into a
and
first
third
person game or you can go into the normal game that you can do in both.
Interesting. Give it a
And
try.
then I'll have to download. So you have to download a separate
No,
everything.
It's
Oh,
just you
pick?
can
it's just a
pick-
server browser.
like if you were to
Okay.
play duos or squads
Right.
or just
Oh,
the single
okay.
player. I think
Yeah.
there's my friend was the group leader, I guess, so he did it. But I played a few games of that. So
Nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely give that a try.
Another cool thing about PUBG, they just cracked 500,000 concurrent players.
Yeah, that's
at a time,
and
half a
they've-
million at once.
They've gone up to 524 or 532, and so the impressive thing about that, I mean, like first of all,
Before
that's
that-
a 500,000 people.
They're not the most.
No, Dota 2 is always more than that.
Okay.
Dota 2 is, I think, in the millions.
yeah,
I want
and
to say.
League of Legends has like millions too.
But up until this
that's a
is
lot.
just on Steam, so League
Yeah,
of Legends
Steam
not being
specific,
on it.
but-
But the crazy thing about that, this is the first game to knock every single other Valve game off that wasn't. That wasn't Dota. So
Nice.
that knocks off CS:GO. That knocks off all of those other Valve only games that have always held those top like 2 or 3 positions. So I mean, this game's got legs. I think they just passed 5 million copies of it too, and the game's still in early access.
insane.
So I think there's something to be said though for a game with a really simple mechanic that you can literally just kind of jump in and start learning, and it's $30. Like $30 is a really good price for a game.
I think it's great, and I'm totally gonna buy it again on Xbox.
Yeah, I totally will too. Adam will not.
All right, I'm marking that spot. I need to pee.
Please.
Really bad, but I'm keeping recording because you need.
Otherwise, it'll fuck up my stuff.
Yep. Sorry about fucking up with your stuff.
That's all right.
Booting up the stuff. Booting up the stuff. Lulu, I got some apples. Lulu, you got some too. Hey, hey, hey. Lulu, you got some apples. Lulu, you got some too. Lulu, you got some apples. Lulu, you got some too. Oh, Butters.
Move away from this goddamn hot thing for a second. This is a pretty cool book. It's got a fox in it.
Which one is that?
I don't know, that one that Erica gave to
Oh, yeah.
Adam. Oh, it's a naked girl. I'm really not sure who the target audience for this is. It's equally full of naked chicks and naked dudes. I need to finish. Okay.
Yeah, Dota 2 peaked at 762,000 today.
Dang.
PUBG.
All right.
It's number 2 today. Yeah, just under Counter-Strike's above right now.
All right.
All
Where are we
right.
at? Oh, yeah, we finished talking about that. Okay. All right. Now, we would like to talk about something that's going on here in Seattle-ish.
Yeah, there's apparently a big Dota 2 tournament. And it
I've heard of
happens at
this.
the Key Arena, which is like 10 minutes to our right.
I wish you could get to the Key Arena from here in 10 minutes.
If there's no cars on the road, it
At
takes about 10
3
minutes.
a.m.
During the zombie apocalypse, you might be able to get from here to there in 10 minutes. You can barely get to the parking garage to the Key Arena in 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Anyway, it's a pretty big deal, and it's sold out. Like, literally the whole place is packed with people watching people play video games.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
last year I was like, oh, hey, this is cool. Like, I should take my kid. It'd be a fun, like, gamer day. And this was, like, the day before it started. I'm like, I should get some tickets. I mean, come on, it's a video game thing. How many people could want to go? And that's when I found out the tickets are out like $100 a day, and they'd sold out 6 months ago. So
Yep.
they have big screens outside, so you can just go watch it, and there's tons of people there. But Dylan and I have been watching it for the last 2 days, and I still know nothing about Dota. So
I know enough to know I don't want to play it.
yeah.
I thought we'd just spend a second because I played League of Legends,
Yeah.
and this is basically a more complicated MOBA than League of Legends. League of Legends is
Crazy
known to be
complicated.
the simpler one, which is kind of silly to say one is simpler than the other because they're just the amount of complication and complexity to League of Legends is enough
Yeah.
that one, I don't personally want to play anything more complicated
Yeah.
than League of Legends. So Dota is not the game for me, but it's apparently a lot of people feel the other way. So and people again like those very complicated things because I know there is a satisfaction in conquering something as challenging as that.
Yeah, and I would definitely say if you're not familiar with Dota or even MOBAs in general, like we talked about last week, there is a like beginner stream for this that it's a little bit easier. There's a lot of pop-ups on the screen that kind of tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
It's real fun to watch, and it goes through Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah,
All the way
so
through Saturday.
so look it up on Twitch. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it's super fun. I definitely like Cliff and I were talking. I want to get him into League of Legends,
Yeah.
at least for one night to just experience what a MOBA is. So when you watch these kind of things, it makes quite a bit more sense, even if you don't know Dota specifically.
I'm gonna have a one-night stand with LOL.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I'm really interested to talk to somebody who plays Dota because I want to
Yeah.
know why they prefer Dota. Because I can tell when I watch this why I prefer League of Legends, and I just think I think the game personally looks better. I think the champions look better. I think they're more interesting. I think Dota names their champions really terribly, and I think they have really dumb
Venom
names.
Breath.
Venomancer.
Oh, was that what it was? Yeah,
and
yeah.
to me, Dota looks cheesy in presentation, and just a lot of their broadcasts don't look as good as League. So there's just a production quality there. But obviously, when you sit down and play the game, a lot of people like playing Dota, and I'm really curious to have that conversation with them.
Yeah.
We're
gonna try
see
and-
what they like.
We're going to try and talk to High Jump. He's a buddy of ours that is a big Twitch streamer, and he apparently is a big Dota guy. He's in town for the International, so we're going to try and talk to him and see if he can tell us why we should play Dota.
Yeah. I think that's all I wanted to say about that.
It's good stuff.
Just to say it's happening, and we'll probably bring it back up next week or something.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It is now time for...
Hey, yo, Vinny,
Oh, Lord help me.
what are you doing right now?
I love the throat clearing first.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like you got to prepare for
I
that.
don't want to mess
Yeah.
this up. Don't want to mess this
This
really,
is my
really
moment.
insensitive.
I could have been a contender.
Oh,
I could have been a contender, Adam.
Oh man. Thank
What
you,
movie's that
Dylan.
from?
Was that Rocky?
On the waterfront.
I don't know.
Marlon Brando. I could have been a contender.
Oh
That's-
yeah. See, I know,
maybe
well, I know
that's
the
because
movie.
maybe that's because that's the worst Marlon Brando impression
Right.
ever.
I knew that Marlon Brando was
It
in on the
wasn't really a
waterfront.
Marlon Brando
yeah.
impression. I was just using the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. That's why I said Rocky because it sounded
You
like
are
Rocky.
you are
Anyway,
no
Yo, Adrian. Yo.
All right. Vinny asks, hey guys, hope you're all having a wonderful week. His question is, what are some aspects of gaming that you hate? Why do you hate them so much? And how do you think they could be improved? I say that thing we just talked about with Shadow of War is something I hate. It could be improved by not doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to say about that.
I think it's not there's an economic reality there that's not going to make it go away. Yeah. So
it's an economic reality, but it's not an economic necessity.
Well, I think if you want your video game developers to stay in business, it might be.
Yeah. Don't make such good games. God.
I guess but maybe there's still a better solution, like a certain transparency. And like recently Hearthstone, I'll use this as an example, because Hearthstone is a game where you can earn gold through play really slowly and buy cards, right? Or you can spend money and buy cards, which I think is, if you're going to play competitively, you do need that's inevitably what you're going to do in the game. But they recently made a change where once you open a legendary card, you will not open it again. So you will never get a duplicate of that legendary card.
Yeah.
And be able to redeem it for some amount of dust to craft other cards that is much less than the actual value. So once you open all the legendaries, you're never going to get them again.
Yeah.
Like, you get the one that you have in your collection, and that's it, which
I think
is
that's
great.
super smart.
And Overwatch recently did something similar where they decreased the chance of getting duplicates of everything.
Yeah, because I think that's the worst part about, like, when in Rocket League, I'm like, sweet, I've got 45 parrot toppers.
Yeah.
Woo!
Which, I mean, I understand at the same time, is like, if you play as much Rocket League as you had and you opened as many crates as you could, you would have had everything, but and then there's no point in having
the reality is I
played.
played 400 hours of Rocket League, and there were still things I didn't have. So
right, but
see, that's ridiculous.
So I understand that there has to be some amount of duplication in that. But
and I think that the reality too is that things like loot crates and free-to-play mechanics and DLC and all that stuff, you know, when you really think about it, those are new. Those mechanics are really new. They've only really existed for DLCs maybe existed for 5 years, but a lot of the, like, crates and all that stuff has only really been around for 2 or 3, so it'll get better.
Yeah.
You know,
just don't get sucked
it'll
into
get way
it.
worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go either way. For me, I think the thing that I hate and that I would love to see go away is just like rampant fanboyism. Like, I like my Xbox, I do, and I like my Xbox more than I like my other things. But that doesn't mean that every time, like, some PlayStation person says, like, but I like mine, I don't, like, get a pitchfork out and, like, light a torch and hunt him down. Like,
I'm the only one who does that?
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, but I think the thing is like, and I think this is about so many things.
PlayStation fanboys,
yeah.
they always hunting people down with their torches.
Like the things you like. And
I
let
like all the
other
things.
people like the things they like. Like, there's, you know, you don't need to justify your purchase by hating everything else, you know?
So much fun, though.
I hate it so much.
I love everything. They all do something a little different.
I've got every single system.
Have a little different philosophy.
And I like all of them for different reasons. And if you can't afford to buy every single system, I totally get that. Like, I'm very, very fortunate too. And this is the very first generation that I've ever done that in. No, actually, I'm not sure I did last generation too. But anyway, you know,
Close enough.
Right.
Whatever. You know, I haven't always had all of these things at the same time. I mean, that's why I have this huge gap of Nintendo knowledge, because I didn't have a Nintendo 64 or a GameCube. And it was just, you know, there's an economic reality to these things. But that didn't mean that I, like, spent so much time, you know, talking about my Xbox and how awesome it was and how stupid and awful the GameCube was. Like, there was a bunch of games on that I would have loved to have
even though I
played.
never had one.
Yeah, you know, it's just dumb. So stop that. You know, like the movies you like your iPhone or your Android, like your, you know.
I love being able to play games on so many different things.
Yeah. Just like,
you know, I do. I like that, but that leads me into the other thing I hate, which is not being able to cross-play across every single system.
I hate that more than anything
Did
in
I
this
just steal
world.
yours?
Yeah, I was going to say, to piggyback on that, I would love to be able to play with those people.
And you know who I blame?
Like Adam.
PlayStation.
Oh, whatever.
But really,
everybody else is like, yeah, come play with us. And PlayStation's like, no,
everybody
we're in our
else
big
is
ivory
like,
tower.
we're open to the idea.
No, they are literally willing to do it right now.
They're open to the idea.
It is literally, they have the code written for Rocket League. It is done. And every single week, there's someone at Psyonix that goes to Sony and like, hey guys, can we do it? We're ready to go. We could launch it today. You just need to open the gate. And they're like, no, not this week. Like, I've literally heard a developer say that they have the code written. It's done. They just need to open the door. Anyway.
You can't see me rolling my eyes.
Yes, we can, actually. Right there.
Not at this very moment. Anyway, no, I'm sure Sony's being they're pulling like.
But they can be. Like when you've sold 60 million consoles, you can say,
Nope.
Yeah.
And
they have nothing to win, and they have nothing to win and a lot of things to lose. So I understand why they don't do it, but it's anti-gamer.
But it's for the kids, remember?
Yeah.
one other thing I would say, it's kind of like, I guess kind of the opposite of that is there's sometimes too many things to play games on, and I can't keep up. So it's almost,
there's too many games.
To me, I feel like the game market is a little too saturated because I don't feel like I can enjoy everything I want, and I don't know if that leads to necessarily a lesser quality of games sometimes. I mean, there's plenty of great games, but then there's plenty of games that aren't.
I don't know. I don't think that I have a problem with there not being enough good quality games.
Yeah, but I would love to play more.
Yeah, and I think I think that's the same thing. Is like I wish I could dedicate a day. I could easily
just today
play. If I had 8 days a week, I could fill that every week.
And I mean, that's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I think the thing is it's amazing how many great AAA games there are right now, and how many awesome indie games there are. Like it is absolutely crazy. It's good.
All right. Well, thank you, Vinny. There's that. Colby
my lovely brother
says pick one: Half-Life 3, Portal 3, Team Fortress 3, Left 4 Dead 3, or Knights of the Old Republic 3.
Left 4 Dead 3.
Portal 3.
Kotar.
Well, there's that. Thank you, Colby.
So you said
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead's good.
Absolutely.
And you said?
I said Portal 3. I need another Portal game in my life.
Yeah,
this one there should be cake.
I want a modern Star Wars BioWare-esque RPG.
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen?
Yeah, I think there's actually a very good possibility that KOTOR 3 will happen.
See, that I would actually pick that one.
I think actually KOTOR 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 are probably the ones most likely to happen.
Why not Portal 3?
Because a lot of the people that were involved with that are no longer with Valve. And I don't think Valve's all that interested in making games anymore.
Well, they're stupid.
They don't have to. Right.
They
can just sit back. Steam, I think I read that Steam's adding 1.5 million users per month.
1.5 million?
Over the last
That's crazy.
18 months or something, or 9 months or something. So they can just sit back and let people throw money at them and never have to make another video game again.
They're good.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't mean they shouldn't make Left 4 Dead 3.
No.
Please make Left 4 Dead 3.
The only one I almost kind of don't think they should make is Half-Life 3.
Yeah, I don't care about that at all.
I care about it desperately, but I don't think there is any way that game could live up to the hype. Like, I think that it's almost impossible for them to make that game and make it as good as people want it to be. It's been too long.
Duke Nukem syndrome.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Fair. That's fair. All right. Thank you, Colby. Kevin is wondering, out of all the games we've played, which one do you think would make a good theme park attraction? This is kind of up there with like the good TV show or the movie thing. Maybe a roller coaster or one of those big rides like they've got at Universal Studios, like they've got for Jaws or The Mummy, something like that.
So there actually is a precedent for this.
Okay.
At Kings Island in Ohio, there's no longer a Tomb Raider game. And it was this massive
Tomb Raider ride attraction.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you'd sit in this massive row of seats, and it would spin. It looks horrible. It was just it would be me throwing up all over the place. But they dangle you over things, and it looks really cool. My friend actually did the audio install for it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So I mean, this exists or has existed in the past. So. Be interesting. Do you guys have a
video game inspired?
I really want Mario Kart bumper cars or go-karting. I mean, in general, which I think that is going to happen at Nintendo Land.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I kind of forget that Nintendo Land's a thing.
Yeah,
we don't just get a ride; we get an entire theme park.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
So, I mean, I guess that's kind of an easy scapegoat because it's kind of happening.
Yeah, but that would be super fun.
That would be a lot of fun. I want a God of War inspired petting zoo. I'm kidding.
Like a Viva Pinata petting zoo?
I think that actually with I think that this is like the idea of a theme park ride or something. You could almost throw out any game and go like, oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Right.
I mean, you could I think you could make a really cool Uncharted game.
I think Ratchet and Clank would make for
Ratchet
a good.
and Clank.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank. They would make a good like the 3D thing where you sit in the
That's
the
kind of what
pod.
I'm thinking.
That would be an awesome one.
I think that what is going to be amazing though is like take this question and ask it 10 years from now when like VR and AR are things like
And they're going to be like, what's an amusement park?
Literally. I mean, already
You guys
amusement
leave your house?
already amusement parks are adding VR components to their stuff, but and there's already like backpack based ones where you can go and the VR computer lives in a backpack and you wear it. And then you walk around these big warehouses like shooting zombies and stuff. So imagine that 10 years from now, what they're going to be able to do once they kind of figure out how to get past like kind of a lot of the motion sickness and stuff associated with it. You're going to be able to have rides that either you walk through or you don't. Or, I mean, so you get on a roller coaster and put on an AR headset and everything around you is, you actually ride a ride, but everything you see is, projected.
That'd be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. So I'm going to sit on this one and we'll answer this question again for like episode 950.
Sweet. Well, what's the ride at California Adventure?
Soarin'. Oh.
So like that, if they could get the VR on
Right?
that would be amazing.
The
Because then I would
moving
want
and
then I would want like a what was that, Afterburner?
Yeah.
I would want
or
that.
take the Harry Potter ride
or
from
the Harry
Universal.
Potter one or
Yep.
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
I
be
think
amazing.
this is going to be like this question. You probably don't even need to wait 10 years. Like it could be 5 years because a place like Disneyland or Universal will be able to invest huge amount of money in the technology. So it could be really amazing.
Cool. Well, there you go. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep. Do you want me to read this next one because I'm a little more familiar with what we're actually talking about? I actually watched this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. So Ryan wrote in. He's a longtime listener, and said he was listening to another podcast actually. And I listened to it, but I don't remember what it was. But he was saying that actually I've got it right here. It was the Gamertag Radio podcast, and it's same with three guys that have been doing this for a while, and they were talking about NBA Live 18, I guess. Is going to have WNBA players in it, which is awesome. And
totally cool.
It's cool. It's going to be the entire league, and it's just going to be like an alternate mode. And I don't know super detailed about whether you're going to be able to like play, like.
So is this going to be a standalone game, or is it going to be an alternate
included
mode
in the game.
Oh,
So
okay.
NBA Live
Okay.
will have NBA and WNBA.
Yeah, and I don't
is
think
what
like
it
you're going to be
sounds
able to like play them, but maybe you will. I mean,
Yeah.
like you can do that in like FIFA, where I can play Real Madrid against the Sounders.
Yeah.
So like maybe you'll be able to play, the Detroit Pistons against the
if you
Seattle
so
Reign,
choose.
or no, the Seattle Storm. Everything's named after some sort of
Right,
weather here.
rain,
So
storm.
so maybe you'll be able to. I don't know. But just the idea is great, and I'm super into it just because I love inclusiveness in games, and I love a little girl somewhere being able to go like, oh, I want to play this game as this person and actually be able to do it. Like anything that brings more gamers to video games is great because it's more money people spend on games. So whatever,
Win-win.
And it's also inspirational to other people.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah.
I love it. But I think that about everything. I'm a big fan of if you're going to make Mass Effect, you should be able to play as a male character or a female character. There's absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to do both those. And yes, it costs more to do that, but
if it's an RPG and you're creating a character, that should be included. That should be a must.
And frankly, every single game I play in where it's an option, I always play as a female character because I like to push that notch up. Like if they're ever like, I don't know, we looked at it and only 4 people did it. Like I want to be that 5th person. So all my Destiny characters are all female.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to explain this question because I feel like it backs up on itself a couple of times, and I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, and really, what he's saying is that these guys from this podcast are discussing this NBA thing, and they were just like, we are super pro this, and they started out kind of saying like, and I don't know if you're going to be able to take your male characters and play them against your female characters, and they were using these kind of like male female
super binary terms, which is
and then kind of. And they started out that way, and then they kind of went into where they were talking about men and still using female. And one of the persons, and so they're doing like we do, and they're doing it on Twitch. And someone in the Twitch chat said, stop calling women females, call them women. It sounds weird the way you're doing it. And they said, okay, yeah, no problem. And what Ryan's question is, are we getting to a point, and this kind of goes beyond video games, but it's actually a good video game question because it comes up so much in video game related discussion. Are we getting to a point in life where people are so hung up on
words
and technicalities and the way, things happen that it's a problem. And my answer is that, yeah, I think there are people that are a little oversensitive to things. But anytime you think that, you have to realize that, like me, as a white middle-class male, have had every advantage in my life that I could ever have.
Right.
I grew up in Utah, which is like a whole sea of white middle-class, males. I went to a great junior high. I went to a great high school. I got very lucky. I got bussed out of the not as good part of Salt Lake and into the east side of Utah, which is very wealthy. And so I was lucky. I got a really good education. I had, my grandpa had a lot of money. I got to go to college for free until I stopped going, and now I have to pay for it myself, which sucks. Don't do that, kids. And so I've had all those advantages. And so anytime you hear someone say, hey, don't do that because it bothers me or it triggers me or something, just think about all the advantages you've had in your life. And if they're any different from you, they may have had a completely different set of circumstances. This was a woman who said it, and she was offended by that. And she has had a completely different set of circumstances than you do, just based on her being a woman, or if it's a person of color, or if it's, whatever. Those people have a different experience. And so if it seems to you like maybe they're easily offended by something, you have to realize that their life experience is different than yours. And I mean,
Well, I'm curious to know exactly what was said in the whole...
It was super low key.
If they were literally saying male, female, male, female, male, female, men, female, men, female,
and that was
men,
literally
men,
it.
And that's literally...
But literally all she said too was hey, stop calling him female, call him women. It wasn't like she got super...
And I totally understand it, because when you're listening to somebody talk about that, because that's what I do. I have to pick the right words to use all the time, every day, throughout my entire day, because that's what I do for work.
Yep.
And it's if you're going to be clinical on one side, be clinical on the other. If you're not on one, then don't on the other. Not because it's offensive. I guarantee you she wasn't offended even in the least. It was more like, this just sounds really weird because we're clinical here and not over here. Figure it out. Pick one or the other.
But I mean, and I think that especially if, this woman was really into games, man, women that play games and women that develop games and women that are in the video game industry as reviewers or journalists get treated like crap.
Yeah.
There are so many horrible, horrible, horrible men that are really pissed off that these women are coming in and all of a sudden their developers are having to, put in women in their video games and put in storylines that, that other people besides them want to hear, that they get treated like garbage.
Right.
All the time. And so, frankly, if she's a little bit offended, I 100% don't blame her.
Right.
So, like I said, it maybe was a little weird. Yeah, it was a little weird, but God, her experiences are so much different than mine or yours or Adam's or Ryan's or anybody else's. So, and she was a Twitch streamer too. So she's probably had those awful caustic people say crap about her. So yeah, not my jam, but
I think just to look at the other side, because I think in a discussion we should always look at both sides. I would be careful to be caught up in this kind of thing, though, when people are trying... They're still promoting, how good this is. So to take out of that moment and try to correct someone, I think that is a little bit of a misstep. I think later on, that's over. Okay, if we're going to go in the future, yes, use the clinical term on both sides for future reference. But in the moment, I think you just kind of have to let those... That's the kind of thing happen, because it's conversation, and language is very hard. And I think... in our current culture, we get caught up on language a lot, way too often, because they were all words one day, and they've all been twisted and contorted over the years. And new words are vulgar, and words that were once vulgar aren't anymore. And to me, no word is vulgar, because they're words to me, and that's my experience. And
no, and I get it. And I mean, at the same time, too, these people were doing their podcast live on Twitch, and as soon as you introduce that interactive element, people are going to interact with you.
And I think and that was my other, so thank you for saying that. It's of course, if you're opening up to discussion during your thing,
be ready for it.
That's a part of it. But at this and
like I said too, she was super chill. It was literally she said two things, and that was kind of the end of it, and they apologized later on in the show. So
and I don't think it doesn't sound like it was irrational. It doesn't sound like it was heated. It doesn't sound so. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it was a good discussion, which is how this kind of thing should go when
Yeah.
When
At the end of the day,
happens,
just
so.
be awesome to everyone. Don't be
Oh,
a
yeah.
dick.
Totally.
Like Will Wheaton says.
Be
like,
nice and
be a
don't get
dick.
too
Is
hung
that
up
his
on what comes out of people's mouths sometimes. Because I don't think they meant it. 'Cause their apology was likely sincere.
Yeah, and like I said, they were being super positive about the changes too. And there are a bunch of people on the internet right now. I mean, like I said, the other side, there are a bunch of people arguing that putting the WNBA people in a video game is the dumbest thing in the entire world, and why would they do that? So,
Well, those people who they need
suck.
to just stop talking.
Right.
Just try not breathing for about 10 minutes. Let me know how that works. Just saying.
Anyway, thanks for writing in, guys. That was a good lot of questions. I like it.
Yeah.
A
There
good
was,
lot
there
of
was a
questions.
thing that I wanted to read that had to do with the whole PC culture thing that made a lot of sense.
Well, how about I talk
can't
about
find
cheap
it.
free games and you can find that.
It's fine.
Whatever.
It's whatever. I'll never find it.
Cheap free games.
Yes, cheap
There's
free games.
one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
It's Day of the Tentacle.
Yeah.
And it's
which I've got.
and
It
it's,
was free on PS4 a while back.
Yeah. I think it's been
But
free
it's
on Xbox
impossible
too.
to play with a controller. Don't do it.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
It's such a pain because
Oh.
it's a point and click adventure, right?
Yeah.
I tried. It's awful. Don't. It's so inefficient to move around like that with a controller.
Yeah,
in a
this
game
one,
like that.
this is the PC version of it, and if you have Twitch Prime, which if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, you have Twitch Prime. You just have to sign up for it, and you can get
really
Day of the
easy.
Tentacle Remastered for free. And it is the first Day of the Tentacle is probably the first or second like modern PC game I ever played, and I love it so much.
And on that note, if you never got your golden loot box for Overwatch with Twitch Prime, I'm
You
sorry.
still can. I got
It's
mine today.
August 10th
Ooh.
is the cutoff. So
So
by the
hurry.
time this comes up,
you can get it that day. If
think
you
you can
listen
still get
to
it
this
today.
on the 10th.
because in August you get 5 more.
Ooh.
And then in October, I believe you get 5 more.
Ooh, crap.
And that's a legendary item guaranteed in every one of those loot boxes. That's great.
It's a lot of stuff. The Twitch stuff's a good thing to watch too. Like I know that they gave away some PUBG clothes last month, and if you got them but didn't redeem them, they're selling for like $30 now. So
That's bananas.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah. Did you redeem yours?
Yes.
Don't.
But I could have. I could have gotten it. And
I don't know how
sold
you'd
it.
sell them. I have no idea how that works.
Well,
but
because there's stuff going for there's outfits for PUBG going for $500.
that's dumb.
That's why.
crazy.
Why? That's.
I do kind of want to get a team.
We don't
of
have a
people in
troll
the Where's
corner?
Waldo
that'd be great.
stuff. No, we don't.
We don't have a troll corner, but that's good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
There you go.
$500
Why are you
for
paying so much for weird cosmetic things?
Stop doing that.
ridiculous.
And
Good.
I heard there's going to be more stuff from Blizzard on Twitch Prime, so Hearthstone stuff. and
Nice.
stuff,
Yeah.
I'm
So
excited.
just
I'm
watch
looking forward
that.
to
Like it's there every month, and some of it's good, and some of it's crap. But whatever.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That is it.
All right. Bye. No, I'm kidding. And we're out.
Signing off.
Yeah, well, all right, cool. Thanks for listening to our show. Episode 38 is done and in the books. You can find us online. Bite Me Podcast, BYTE Me Podcast.com, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube.
I think that's it.
Everything.
All
on the
the
everything.
things.
Yeah.
All the things all the time.
I am doing Mixer effectively every morning, but I'm only promising Monday, Wednesday, Friday from like 6:15, 6:30 to 7:15, 7:30.
If I wanted to stream PS4 to that, I need a capture
You
card.
need a capture card, but I'm doing that in the morning Pacific time. So
Okay.
if you're like East Coast time, that's like perfect. 10 in the
Maybe
afternoon.
so you Mixer that, and maybe I'll Twitch some Senua's Sacrifice. Some
Perfect.
Hellblade tonight.
Perfect. I will not. I Mixer in the morning. So
Okay, well,
you
maybe
can
I'll do it
Mixer
in the
tonight. Yeah.
Maybe I'm sorry. I'm talking
I'm
still.
a-
Maybe
I'm
I
a-
could Twitch and you could put it into the Mixer stream and then. Well,
I don't think it works that way.
yeah. Anyway.
I think there's a way to dual broadcast.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
working on it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Carry on.
I'm waiting for the heat wave to go away
Yeah.
because I can't exist in my room shirtless.
It's so hot.
Without being shirtless, and I don't want to get flagged on my stream for being shirtless. So
That might like our we'd go from like 4 subscribers to 50 subscribers.
Yeah.
Dylan shirtless on his stream doing something.
like is that allowed? I imagine it's against the rules.
Put some pasties on.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hot.
Yeah, just put a sports bra on. Call it good.
That's why I play super early in the
But
morning.
then that's not solving my problem. I'm not shirtless. Like I still have something sweaty on. Like I need it off.
like get one of the ones that breathe.
Yeah, they're sports bras. They're breathable. Get a sports.
Look at, like,
so
one of
what
the
you do? Here's what you do. Well, okay.
I'm worried about his the
My
amount of
knowledge about this?
expertise that he seems to be bringing to this subject.
I have worked in a gay bar for a long time. I know plenty of drag queens.
Oh, all right, fair.
So here's the thing. Get your sports bra, and then what you do is you get a couple of those cold packs that you put on your leg for like you broke something or you hurt something. Put them up in there, Maybe something in between so you don't get the frostbite on the nips.
That sounds real cold.
Brings your core
does.
temperature down.
It brings your core temperature down. It keeps you nice and cool.
That sounds too cold, though. Look at me.
Yeah, I
true.
see that.
Where
I'm
is my
wondering why you
insulation?
get.
Why he's ever hot
Yeah,
ever.
why are you sweating anyway?
Yeah.
Because it's real hot.
It's real hot.
I'm on the upper, I'm on level 2.
Yeah.
Well,
And the heat goes
That's
right
why.
there.
That's why I've been Twitch streaming in the morning, is because it's the only time I can exist in my house, like, and
And
not
then the
just
added,
like
the added heat from the games
the
running,
computers and
all the electronics.
Well, I get real excited too.
Because I'm
So,
running a power plant out of my room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, follow us on stuff. We're not this dumb everywhere.
Yeah, well, we're not always this.
And if you're a Dota/League player, I want to know why you like Dota. So let me know.
I'll ask
Twitter
Kevin.
him.
Yeah.
Do something. Like reach out somehow. There's many ways to do
out.
it.
Mail.
Somehow.
You can mail us something.
Mail us to
Send us
P.O.
a-
Box.
There's no PO box. You could send us a carrier
The
pigeon.
show is done.
Yeah.
Just fold an airplane and throw it real hard, and we'll see what happens.
So what you do is you get an $850 drone off of Amazon, and then you fly it to our building and run into the window. We got the message, but you're out of a drone.
Stay under 500 feet though. That's the legal. That's the
is that
legal
what it
height
is?
in Seattle.
Good to know.
Or you just tweet us.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Or just find us online, bitemepodcast.com.
Or the electronic mail.
Okay, it's time to go.
Bite me.